Angry Carson doesn't seem to be all that different from calm, collected Carson, but I can tell that agitation. I kind of like that about him.
I liked seeing him sort of light up. He's a mugging victim who fought back. This is somebody who got clocked in an alley and turned around and fought back. And he's absolutely right about that. It wasn't that people didn't talk about the things Barack Obama should have been investigated about. Right. It's just we, on our side of things, couldn't get them to do the investigation.
Right.
And they, as he said, they said, oh, there's nothing wrong. Frank Marshall Davis, oh, that's nothing. Oh,
Bill Ayers.
Occidental, Bill Ayers, all of those things. What about your Columbia records? Why are they locked up? And at the time, it was all, well, that's not important. And they kind of remember the Snickers. Oh, you're asking about that?
Yes.
Well, so he gets asked about things that all they've been able to do is say, we can't corroborate your story, implying that then it is a lie.
Right.
And he is aptly pointing out that this is not the kind of treatment others get. Barack Obama didn't get it. Hillary Clinton isn't getting it.
Yeah, I saw it's above the fold, the main story, Daily Mail, one of the most popular newspapers in the world, biggest circulation in the world, huge readership. They have the tour inside of his house where they're talking about how he has his scripture sign, like a framed scripture hanging on his wall. He has a painting of Jesus on his wall.
Black Jesus.
And they write about it as though they're in a zoo, and they are more interested with what's in his house than they ever were with what's in Hillary Clinton's server, for instance.
Yeah, well, they treat him like a freak show. Look, in a way, this is an opportunity because he has fought back, and now in the upcoming debate and debates that will follow, it's important for him to start talking about stuff, policy stuff, right, and his idea of things, and kind of sweep this aside. I think he's getting it from all sides. There are people on the Republican side who want to do it to him because he's so high in the polls. There are people on the Democrat side that want to do it to him. I think the Democrats would prefer to run against Donald Trump, and they just as soon knock Ben Carson off right now.
Right.
I think that the media would like to get rid of him, and so they can concentrate on Trump. So, you know, on Friday when the Politico story came out, the one they had to walk back, there were 5 separate hits that day in the press on various aspects of Ben Carson's life, and it almost looked like it was coordinated. I know the media actually doesn't coordinate. It can barely coordinate anything. But just by happenstance that day, there was an awful lot of hits on Ben Carson.
In that story particularly, it's almost as if they didn't go back and read his book and there were numerous screenshots that appeared online afterwards saying, well, look, he never said that he applied. He never said that he did any of this. But the story stuck. And even though that they walked it back, it's that seed and the germination thereof, that's what's going to stay, and that's what people are going to remember. How much damage do you think that they did to Carson with that?
I think they probably did some. I mean, the biggest thing about his polling is his trustworthiness and his honesty, and if this calls that into question, it probably hurt him a little bit. But on the other hand, I think people like seeing him fight back. And I think they like seeing a guy standing up and saying, wait a minute, what are you guys doing here? I mean, look, we didn't see that Ben Carson in any debates.
Right.
And suddenly there's a Ben Carson who can get angry, who can argue back, who can call them on their hypocrisy, and they don't really have an answer for it. He kept asking that reporter, why didn't you investigate Barack Obama's Occidental records? And the guy kept saying, why do you think that's important? No, why is it you didn't do it? And I think people really appreciate that, and it might do him some good.